As a franchise, Final Fantasy is probably Square Enix's biggest title, with over 180 million sold as a franchise. Final Fantasy is without a doubt big. Just to put that into perspective, if we were to look at God of War, that sold only 65 million as a franchise. The only other games that are really beating Final Fantasy as a franchise is maybe Pokemon and of course Mario. They are basically juggernauts in the field. But why is Square Enix's most popular game not doing as well going forward? Let's find out. This is Island Gaming with Jay. Today, let's see if we can go for
1 million likes. So please, yes.
Final Fantasy was released on June 22nd, 2023. And out it gate, it sold well. It sold close to 3 million copies during that week. However, it failed to reach the sales of Final Fantasy 15, which sold 5 million copies in just one day. I know persons was saying, well, the reason being is because this time it's not multi-plat, it's only exclusive for the PlayStation 5. You see, all eyes was on the second week of sales to see if Final Fantasy would have longevity when it comes to selling and being number one on the chart. Well, it don't look like this is happening because according to Push Square, Final Fantasy sales has plummeted more than 90% in the second week. Wow. Let's now listen to them and see what they said.
Japan really doesn't seem as hot on Final Fantasy titles anymore, as after the 16th mainline entry failed to hand the PS5 a chart-topping position, sales of the game have dropped considerably by 90%. In its first week on the market, Final Fantasy XVI sold just over 336,000 physical copies. However, in its second week of availability, just 37,763 units were shifted. It's generally expected for games to sell worse during the second 7-day span, but not by such a big margin as this one. In fact, Final Fantasy XVI wasn't even Japan's best-selling game last week. Nintendo Switch exclusive Master Detective Archives Rain Code was
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
beating the Square Enix title by nearly 20,000 units. As documented by Famitsu, PS5 hardware sales were also considerably down last week. Compared to Final Fantasy XVI's launch week, roughly 50% less PS5 systems were sold to consumers. In a separate Bloomberg article, Toyo Securities analyst Hideki Yasuda said, "This is a very poor result, and it will be impossible to increase sales further unless the price is significantly lowered. Most of the failure is a result of the pre-publicity and the actual game itself being too far removed from the Final Fantasy of the past, leaving consumers behind."
So you guys heard it. You guys heard that developers are wondering why this big decrease in sales. You saw that even Hideki Yasuda said the reason why they had this sharp decrease in sales was because Square Enix played with the Final Fantasy formula. They did not stay with the traditional turn-based combat. They went for the more Devil May Cry combat. Even Takashi Mochizuki said, out as expected, Final Fantasy 16 second week sales terrible in Japan. It would be difficult to sell more without a deep price cut. Tokyo Securities Yasuda says. So yeah, this is one aspect why the game is not selling as as they should. Final Fantasy being a major franchise. Why is Final Fantasy being outsold in the second week of release in the hometown Japan by a Tutti Frutti game? What's going on here? It's wild to see Final Fantasy has been taken down by the game that is playing right now on your screen. Who would have bet? Who would have thought Well, guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that the reason why it's not selling well was because they messed with the formula? Was it because of the controversy not having any people of color in the game? Or was it that the frame rate was 720p, going as low as 28 frames per second? What was it? Let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more videos. Later.